Hey guys.
My name's Doc.
Jade.
And welcome to
Episode
10
of
Krastorio. Well, what am I supposed to say now? Today's assignment is yellow tech cards. Luckily, we already have blue circuits set up, but we still need to make low density structure and rocket fuel. But unfortunately, there isn't any room to build. So first up on the agenda today is filling this lake. While thousands of bots place landfill, I'll answer your questions. Why aren't you building the yellow tech cards below the bus? Good question, and the answer is organization. Putting the tech cards above the bus consistently will leave room below the bus to add new intermediate products if the need arises. Next question. When are you going to play space exploration? Concrete production has stopped. Luckily, it looks like we just accidentally disconnected the water. There we go. We seem to have run out of laser turrets, and it looks like it's due to a lack of batteries. But it's fine, the passive provider chest is just backed up. I'll replace it with an active provider chest, and it'll start right back up. Since concrete has dried up literally and metaphorically, I'll literally use some of our speed modules to metaphorically get production back on its feet. Our base is now quite large, but we still only have one lane of copper plates, so let's add another one. I'll have to move this iron supply belt for steel, and then we can paste it down. After connecting all the pipes, I headed north to get 2 more lanes of copper ore, but this mine can barely handle 2 lanes already. So we'll have to bring in the ore from somewhere else. There's more ore over here next to belt production, but I'd really prefer feeding the smelters from beneath. This patch over here should do. Let's fill in a little bit of this lake. I'm going to deliver the ore by train. But since we have time to kill, instead of expanding it to just 2 or even 3 smelters, let's finish the whole array. The 3rd smelter fits fine, but steel production gets in the way of the 4th one, so I'll have to shift the last 3 smelters down a slot. I'm not going to finish iron today, but I can at least landfill in the space we'll need later. Since feeding 6 lanes of copper plates will take 12 belts of ore, let's be smart and build a stacker for the drop-off station. Hopefully we'll have more than 1 delivery train in the near future. Fitting rail infrastructure inside of the grid is slightly strange, but this'll work. Luckily, you can fit 12 loaders around a single cargo wagon. And here's a massive 12 by 12 balancer. Now I'll hook up all the smelters. The bottom 3 were easy, but the rest of these belts need to snake through and around steel production. Fun! After a bit of belt wrangling, all the smelters are hooked up to the train station. Now I'll build the actual train, then set up the copper mine. I'm going to use circuit conditions on the pickup station to disable it whenever it doesn't have enough ore. This will make adding more train stations easy later on. And here's our first load of copper ore. Let's finish hooking up all the pipes, and then all the smelters will start right up. There's a lot of gaps in the belt, but it's a lot better than just one belt. Now I'll improperly balance the sides of the belts, just because I feel like it. It's an improper mix because we're only swapping the sides of the belt. I should really learn how to properly balance these. Still filling in the lake. I popped over to the reactor to make sure everything was running smoothly. I'll give it a 1 out of 4 on smoothness. We're still waiting on uranium enrichment to back up. I'll give it a little help by redistributing the uranium buffers. Now they're all running. The lake is almost completely filled now, so let's start extending the bus. Except we quickly hit a wall. A stone wall, even. The stone mining patch is dead center where we want to expand the bus, so it's gonna have to go bye-bye. Luckily, there's this second stone patch down here, so let's just mine that instead. Time for some fun. All of these steel chests are full of stone, and we need to get rid of them. This will be our chance to stress test the base by using all 17,000 construction robots at the same time. And that's all of the bots. Recharging all of these is definitely going to be a mess. This might take a while. Let's deconstruct the rest of this. And the charge-pocalypse begins. I'll set up the new stone mine now. All done. And here comes the train. Now I'll finish extending the bus. Now, you may know me as the guy who never uses assembly machine 3s, but today is an exception. I'll set up automation for those and all of the blue belt items. I just noticed that iron output is abysmal, and just like the concrete, it's a lack of water. Weird. Let's give it some more. Now let's get back to yellow tech cards. Keeping up with tradition, it's time to steal the blank tech card production. 1 ingredient down, 3 to go. Speaking of down, power is dying again, but we'll ignore it and hope solar power picks up the slack in the morning. And yes, we're still waiting for enrichment to back up. Time for ingredient 2, blue circuits. Now we need to make rocket fuel. I could do it the easy way and make it out of oil, but we're running out of oil off camera and I don't want you to know that yet, so don't tell anyone. Anyway, why would I use oil to make it when I can just make it out of thin air? Yes, it's going to take a lot of atmospheric condensers, but go big or go home. After making the condensers look pretty, we can paste it down a bunch of times. Immediately after I finished said pasting, the base ran out of power. After running over to the plant, the enrichment is starting to back up, but I'll just steal some and chuck it in the fuel cell assembler. Back to yellow cards again. Now I just need to connect all 200 atmospheric condensers together. There we go. Now for the electrolysis plants for hydrogen and oxygen. We need a few of these too, but not too many. I'll plug in the water, and now we've got hydrogen and oxygen. The ratios are slightly off, so we need a touch more oxygen. And that's all the base gases. Now let's start on ammonia. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit very nicely, but whatever, I'll hook it all up. With the ammonia done, let's place down the fuel refineries. We'll need to hook up the ammonia, oxygen, and get some iron plates. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit nicely either, so I'll have to make this long protrusion to the right. I'll hook up the iron plates. Then all the fluids. And now that we've got ammonia, we're starting to make rocket fuel. 3 out of 4 ingredients. Next up is low density structure. And yet again, it doesn't fit properly. I'll just have to rotate it 90 degrees. Now we just need to wait for everything to be built. Oh yeah, I forgot this is designed for assembly machine 3s. Let's fix that. Now let's hook everything up. And that's all the ingredients. Now, unfortunately, I set up all the research servers with only 3 out of 4 ingredients. I forgot about the rocket fuel. Let's try that again. "24 research servers." And that's yellow tech cards. Now, before we do any research, I want to clean up this build a little bit. The worst offender here is definitely the rocket fuel. It's just too long. So let's tear it down and split it into smaller pieces. Now that it fits into the proper footprint, let's hook it back up. There we go. Now time for research. Here we go. Advanced additional electric engine, advanced exoskeleton, immersite night vision, portable immersite solar panels, personal roboport Mark II, energy shield Mark III, laser shooting speed 5. Can you hold on just a second? Uranium ammo, laser shooting speed 6, destroyer, personal laser defense Mark II, refined flammables 4, stronger explosives 4, laser shooting speed 7, energy weapons damage 5, refined flammables 5, stronger explosives 5, military 5, energy weapons damage 6, physical projectile damage 6. Refined flammable 6, stronger explosive 6, weapon shooting speed 6, follower robot count 5, artillery follower robot count 6, railgun turrets, worker robot cargo size 3, logistics 4, larger containers for logistics system, mining productivity 3, lab research speed 6, braking force 6, inserter capacity bonus 7, braking force 7, atomic bomb, quantum computer, singularity lab, and matter tech cards. We've now finished all of the tech cards we were making in the old base, and now we get to move on to the new stuff again. But that's a task for next time. I'd like to take a moment to thank my supporters on Ko-fi. Their support lets me excel at this spreadsheet of a game. And that's all for today. My name's DocJade. Bye-bye.